What's going on, everyone? Hope you're having a great day. I want to talk a little bit today about the TRD Pro Tacoma and where I feel some dealers are going wrong with the truck. Now, in my personal opinion, which a lot of people will comment on this one, I feel like the best looking TRD Pro of the bunch is the Tacoma. That is just how I feel. I think it looks fantastic the way it is. In 2019, they introduced an optional, I want you to remember that word, optional, desert air intake, which looks like a snorkel, but it's not watertight. So if you hear me say snorkel, it's not for going in the water. Desert air intake. The whole point of it is to get fresh air up top if you're running through the desert and all that stuff, so you can get the clean air up top instead of all the dusty crap down low. That's the point of it. Optional is the word, okay? When the TRD Pro Tacomas get shipped to the dealer, it's not on it yet. It comes with it, but it's not installed yet. The dealer themselves do the install. Now, a few dealerships around here have the TRD Pro Tacoma as we speak, and they have the desert air intake installed on it, some of which have been sitting there for months, okay? This is where I feel some of the dealers go wrong. If it was my dealership, this is what I would do. I'd put the TRD Pro Tacoma on the lot, and when the person buys the TRD Pro Tacoma, I would ask them, hey, we have this desert air intake. Would you like this installed or no? Give them the option, because once you install it, it would be terrible to try to get off because they drill holes into the fender. So it's not something you could just take off and put on. They would have to probably put a new fender on, or you'd have to get real creative with covering up them holes, you know, sanding down, repainting, all of that. And that's just too much. For me, if it was my dealership, I would put the truck on the lot with no desert air intake. And in the negotiation process, or, you know, when they buy it, I'd be like, listen, we have this available. They could charge $300, $400 extra, whatever it costs. Would you like this installed or no? Now, there are places in this country where that is something people want and see a lot. You see a lot of Wranglers with the big snorkel and everything. But for where I live in New Jersey. We're like 40 miles from New York City. I don't see a lot of local buyers wanting that big desert air intake on there. And a lot of the dealerships around here have it installed. So I'm not really sure I would do that. There's also dealers around here who have the TRD Pro Tacoma without it on it. Personally, me, I don't really care for the desert air intake. I like the idea. If I lived in Arizona, if I was taking it off-road, if I was in Moab, I'd throw that puppy on. A little bit fatter of a more aggressive all-terrain tire too, it would look great. But just here in New Jersey, where a lot of people, 99% of them, are going to be driving the thing on the highway, on the roads, in congested areas. Like I said, we're very close to New York City. I just don't see the desert air intake being something that a lot of people are going to want. What you're doing is you're narrowing down your basically buyer percentage, your interest. You're narrowing it down because people see that and they say, oh no, I don't want that on the truck. Now, I went ahead and asked 9 random people, since this idea came to me for this video, about what they think about the desert air intake. And 9 of them all said, no, not for me. But they also said if I lived in a place where I off-roaded a lot, yes, definitely. So I feel like it depends on where you are in the country, or if you're in Canada and you're someone who goes off-road a lot, into the wilderness, whatever, that may be something that looks awesome. If you're someone who's going to build up your TRD Pro Tacoma, that may look awesome as well, you know, when it has that total look. I love the TRD Pro Tacoma, how it looks without the desert air intake. I think, like I said, it just looks great. All 3, well now 4, of the TRD Pros look great. The 4Runner is unbelievable, which arguably that and the Tacoma I think are the 2 best looking. The Tundra's right there. It's hard to pick, but the Tacoma's just got a really nice stance, a nice look to it. It's really well done, especially in black. I love it in black, but I really want to know if it's just me. How do you guys feel about the desert air intake? This is the video we're going to talk about it. We will be doing a live stream. Today's Sunday, so tomorrow's Monday. We'll do a live stream. We will talk about this desert air intake. Once again, I want to cover this up one more time. The truck, TRD Pro Tacoma, gets shipped to the dealer with no desert air intake. When it gets to the dealership, they install it. When they install it, they have to drill into the truck to install it properly. And then it's pretty much a forever part. It's there. Unless you have to go through all of that stuff to get it off and then put a new fender on or whatever, and that would just be a ton of money. So what do you guys think? I'm very, very excited to hear what you guys think on this one, for real. Just because I feel like we're going to have a lot of opinions. It's going to be a good discussion, and I look forward to it. Twitter and Instagram at Tundra234, Tundra234 at gmail.com. You guys have a good one.